Well, unfortunately, I'm not doing the webcam as, oh god, I didn't get to go to bed till 5 in the morning today, and I'm hurting all over, and the webcam would hurt my eyes even more. So enjoy looking at the NFL Shield in the meantime. But anyways, we're already 3 weeks in. Wow, it still feels like just yesterday it was Packers and Bears. Hard to believe it's been like 4 weeks now or whatever since then. But it's now time for my Week 4 picks of the 2019 NFL season. Last week, I went 11-5. Unfortunately, I was 8 I was undefeated in the 1 p.m. games, but then I went 1-4 in the 4 p.m. games, and those losses, like 1 or 2 of them were really, really close. I could have easily been 13-3. Man, that sucks. Can't ever get a good week going for me, for crying out loud. Oh boy. And here's the playoff stands at the season ended today. In the AFC, it's the Chiefs and Bills with the byes, with the Colts at the Texans and the Patriots at the Ravens. And the NFC, it's the Rams and Packers with the byes, with the Lions at the Cowboys and the 49ers at the Saints. And my Super Bowl picks right now would be the Chiefs beating the Rams. So now let's get into my Week 4 picks. So we get this week started with Thursday night, which is the Eagles at the Packers for the first time since 2014, as the Packers are trying to go 4-0 for the first time since 2015. The Eagles, ouch! Yeah, nothing's going right for them. Honestly, the Eagles could easily have been 0-3 as they choked against the Lions last week. Meanwhile, the Packers, not bad, off to a 3-0 start. This wasn't unexpected, although I still am not fully sure if they're just lucky or what, because they're still not overall playing as good as they should be. I mean, Aaron Rodgers even isn't playing as good as he normally would be right now. But right now, I'm picking the Packers for this one, as the Eagles have been really, really struggling. And then as we get to the Sunday games, starting off for the 1 p.m. games with the Titans at the Falcons for the first time since 2011. As the Titans, oh my god, Marcus Mariota got sacked to oblivion by Saxonville. Damn! And then the Falcons, not looking good this year. You honestly could have been 0-3 as well, just like the Eagles, as neither team's looking really good right now. Falcons are at home, though, and of course their offensive line can't be anywhere near as bad as the Titans were. Although Mariota probably is playing better than Matt Ryan right now, I'm still picking the Falcons for this. And then we get to a big AFC North matchup. This could be already maybe the deciding factor right now for the AFC North, as the Browns are at the Ravens, as the Browns not looked good, except defensively. They did a good job shutting down the Rams pretty much last week, but offensively, oh my god, they were just terrible, even at the goal line. And the Ravens, they got spanked by the Chiefs. Even if they made the comeback, they still were spanked pretty much. I mean, god, the Chiefs were up like 23-6, 30-13 at one point. Yeah, they just got spanked pretty much. But hey, the Browns right now are struggling. The Ravens are definitely, so far right now, I would say probably playing better right now, especially offensively. And the last time the Browns beat the Ravens in Baltimore was 2015. And other than last year, statistically, the last bunch of times the Browns came to the Ravens, they've been blown out. I'm picking the Rams for this one, but something tells me that the Browns are somehow going to get this too, and that would be pretty bad for the Ravens. And then we get to what should be a huge AFC matchup, but come on, we all know it's not going to happen, as it's the Patriots at the Bills with the AFC East on the line, as the Patriots are trying to go 4-0 for the first time since 2015, and the Bills are trying to go 4-0 for the first time since 2008, as the Patriots destroyed the Jets. Who else would expect that? And the Bills actually held on against the Bengals. They got really lucky right there. Now, of course, we all saw last year the Bills put up a really good defensive effort last Monday night, remember, before the Patriots ended up destroying them. And who are we kidding me? The Patriots are going to get this. God, the last time the Bills beat the Patriots in Foxborough was that 2011 game when they last went 3-0. But, of course, that was that comeback where they actually had an offense. That offense is not really that all good. This is all defense, and come on. We saw that defense last year. Brady had no trouble still in the end. So, I'm picking the Patriots to win this one. If the Bills win, I'll be surprised. And then we get to a big outer conference matchup, as the Chiefs are at the Lions for the first time since 2011, as the Chiefs are trying to go 4-0 for the third year in a row, as the Chiefs beat the Ravens pretty handily, even though the score still was close in the end. And the Lions, wow, just think, they could have been 3-0 right now. Likewise, they could have been 0-3 since all their wins were very close, including that tie. This will be very interesting as hell to see, as the Lions actually could provide a pass rush to cause Patrick Mahomes trouble in this game. As we all know from last year, the only time the Chiefs struggle is when Mahomes is pressured to oblivion. And in an upset, I'm actually going to pick the Lions for this one. And then watch the Chiefs end up destroying them somehow. But I'm picking the Lions for this one. And then it's the Panthers at the Texans for the first time since 2011. As the Panthers, holy shit, they destroyed the Cardinals. And I didn't even know Cam Newton wasn't going to play when I made my last video. And his backup, holy shit, 4 touchdowns. That was incredible. Put offensive production that Cam Newton couldn't put up whatsoever. Now, of course, the question is, was that because it was the Cardinals, who still I think are like one of the worst NFC teams, or is this like really like a massive, like maybe a quarterback change, a new air perhaps? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, the Texans pulled off the comeback against the Chargers, although I'm still not fully sure on them. Yeah, they won 2 in a row, but they have not looked really good and easily could have been 0-3 if everything went wrong for them. Oh boy. I'm still going to pick the Texans for this one because I'm not fully sure if I could trust the Panthers with their backup QB. I still think that's more because they're just facing the Cardinals. And as the Raiders at the Colts for the first time since 2013, as the Raiders, that Monday night game went long gone from now as they've been obliterated these last 2 weeks. Meanwhile, the Colts struggling but hanging on as they won 2 in a row, beating the Falcons last week. I'm picking the Colts for this one. And as the Chargers at the Dolphins for the first time since 2014, as the Dolphins are trying to avoid 0-4 for the first time since 2007. As the Chargers, yep, nothing's looking right for them right now. Honestly, should have been 0-3 as they are struggling out there. Meanwhile, the Dolphins, hey, at least they got some maybe offensive production against the Cowboys last week compared to against the Ravens and Patriots, but of course, nothing's going right for them whatsoever. I'm picking the Chargers for this one, but something tells me that the Dolphins might pull off an upset here, as that is what teams usually do when they're undefeated. Being winless at this point, 0-2, 0-3, and 0-4, and all them, they usually get their first win. The Chargers are struggling. Watch out. I'll be on the lookout. And then it's the Redskins at the Giants, as the Redskins are trying to avoid 0-4 for the first time since 2001. As they got dismantled, destroyed by the Bears on the first half of Monday night, but then all of a sudden made that comeback to make it within a game. And the Giants, wow, what a game that was for Daniel Jones' first start. They got lucky at the Buccaneers choke as they got their win, but now, oh God, no Saquon Barkley for God knows how long. That is really going to hurt. And of course, this game was really difficult for me to pick. I mean, yeah, the Giants won last week, and Daniel Jones looked good, but then they lost Saquon Barkley. That's going to really sting. And then, of course, the Redskins, the last bunch of years, have played pretty good when they visited the Giants, and they did win last year. But I'm not fully sure on them, especially the way they're struggling. I'm actually going to pick the Giants for this and watch, just like last year, the Redskins go in there and beat them. And then we get to the 4 p.m. games, starting with the Seahawks at the Cardinals. Funny enough, just like last year was week 4 as well, as the Seahawks, oh my God, don't let that score fool you. They got destroyed by the Saints. A punt return, I think it was, a fumble return for a touchdown. Yeah, that game was a complete implosion, and that was without Breeze. Can you imagine if Breeze was playing? Meanwhile, the Cardinals, after those first 2 weeks of looking good, they got destroyed by Cam Newton-less Panthers. That's not looking really good right there. But I still have faith in the Cardinals, and I think they're going to get this, especially since even though the Seahawks have done very good when they visit the Cardinals last bunch of years. In fact, now that I think of it, the Cardinals haven't beaten the Seahawks at home since 2012. But all those games, most of them, well, not most of them, but the last, like, 3 visits were very, 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 very close. And I think the Cardinals will still get this. And then it's the Buccaneers at the Rams for the first time since 2015, as that was the Rams' last home game in St. Louis, remember, as the Buccaneers are in Los Angeles for the first time since 1993, and the Rams are trying to go 4-0 for the second year in a row as the Buccaneers. God damn it, how many years it's been since you had this kicker problem? Since 2017 at least. How hard is it to find a damn kicker? because you blew that chance to stun the Giants after they made that comeback after that great game Mike Evans had. Ugh, I feel bad for him. Just feel bad. How hard is it really just to find a kicker? And the Rams, yeah, you beat the Browns, but you kind of struggle, especially offensively. But who am I kidding me? I'm picking the Rams for this. Then we get to a big NFC North matchup as the Vikings visit the Bears. As the Vikings dominant completely against the Raiders. And the Bears completely dominant against the Redskins. Although I would be a little bit worried when you let them come back at first. As this is a crucial game for both of them. They need this win to keep up with the Lions and Packers in the NFC North. Hard to believe this entire division has everyone with a win record right now. But I'm picking the Bears for this one. And then it's the Jaguars at the Broncos for the first time since 2013. As the Broncos are trying to avoid a 0-4 for the first time since 1999. As the Jaguars, wow, they look dominant against the Titans. And Gardner Minshew, I think I finally got his name correctly. He looked pretty good so far this year in 3 games. As he now got to go at the Broncos, who... I mean, they did play a somewhat good game against the Packers. It wasn't like they were outright dominated like I thought they were going to be. But, yeah, nothing's going right for them. And that defense, so much for faking, not Vance, I can't remember, the, coach's name. So much for being the Bears defensive coordinator this year, going in here to make a really good defense. That defense is shit right now. Absolute shit right now. And believe it or not, I'm actually going to say in an upset, I'm picking the Jaguars for this one. And then watch the Broncos all of a sudden come out of nowhere and dominate them. And then we get to Sunday night, which is the Cowboys at the Saints for the first time since 2015. As the Cowboys are trying to go 4-0 for the first time since 2007. As they dominate against the Dolphins, no surprise whatsoever. And the Saints, wow, they dominate against the Seahawks. And that was without Drew Brees. Who, of course, he's not going to be playing a Sunday either. This game, always weird, but when they play each other, the last time they met in Sunday night in 2015, of course, that was without Romo, and the Saints barely pulled off in a comeback in overtime. I'm not fully sure about this one. This honestly can go either way, but I'm still not fully sure on the Saints being able to beat the Cowboys without Breeze. So I'm picking the Cowboys for this one, and then watch all of a sudden the Saints actually get it still. And then we get to Monday night, as it's the Bengals at the Steelers, as the Bengals are trying to avoid 0-4 for the first time since 2008, and the Steelers are trying to avoid 0-4 for the first time since 2013, as the Bengals had a hard-fought game against the Bills, tried to make the comeback, but just couldn't get it. Meanwhile, the Steelers, what the fuck was that? You forced 5 turnovers on the 49ers and you still lost? What was that? That is embarrassing. Oh my god, that was terrible. Absolutely terrible. This game's going to be defensive as hell, most likely. And of course, you think maybe pick the Bengals since they almost beat the Steelers last year. And of course, they don't have to trip the Killer Bees anymore. But I'm still going to pick the Steelers for this one. God, when was the last time the Bengals beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh? Oh, that's right, 2015. I'm picking the Steelers for this, but watch somehow the Bengals get it. So those are my picks for Week 4. I can't wait for Eagles at Packers tonight, along with all the other games. And hopefully next week, I can get some sleep so I can actually do the webcam again.